Let's get started with our first news. After a tough night in the octagon, Merab faced a moment that every fighter dreads, losing the belt. The arena was filled with emotion, and the MMA world immediately reacted. But among all the voices, one message stood out. A message from Ilya, the man who once held that same title and knows exactly what it feels like to stand at the top and fall just as fast. Ilya shared a powerful and uplifting note for Merab right after the loss. He posted a photo on his Instagram story, a simple but meaningful gesture, and wrote, "Brother, life is full of twists and turns. But to us, you will always be the best. You will come back much stronger." These words weren't just polite encouragement. They were a reminder of the resilience that defines the sport, the respect that exists even between rivals, and the unbreakable mindset that true fighters carry with them. The message quickly spread through the MMA community. Fans reposted it, fighters reacted to it, and analysts praised the genuine support behind it. In a world where competition is fierce and egos run high, Ilya choosing to lift Merab up in a vulnerable moment reminded everyone why this sport is built not just on strength, but on character. It showed that even in defeat, a fighter's spirit can shine just as brightly as it does in victory. For Merab, this loss will undoubtedly sting, but moments like this can shape a comeback. MMA history is full of champions who fell, regrouped, and rose again with even greater force. And Ilya's message sent a clear signal. This isn't the end for Merab. This is just another chapter, another challenge, another chance to come back stronger than before. As fans continue to react and fighters share their thoughts, one thing is clear: the story isn't over. The belt may have changed hands, but the heart, the drive, and the relentless determination that brought Merab to the top are still there. And with support like this coming from someone who understands the journey, the path forward looks more powerful than ever. Move on to another news. Last night at the post-fight press conference, Dana White addressed several major topics, starting with Arman and the lightweight title picture. Dana made it clear that Arman will have to work his way back to a title opportunity. He explained that Arman had his shot, everyone saw how that moment played out, and now there's simply too much that goes into these decisions to just push someone ahead because of rankings. Dana said he doesn't care what the number beside a fighter's name shows. Arman needs to earn his way back and rebuild his momentum the right way. He emphasized that you can't get such a massive opportunity and have it end the way it did, then expect to be placed right back into contention. Dana also responded to Tom Aspinall's recent comments. Tom expressed disappointment, saying he felt Dana minimized the seriousness of his eye injury after the fight with Duplessis. Tom said his eye still isn't healed and that some of Dana's public comments didn't sit right with him. Dana clarified that he meant nothing negative toward Tom. He admitted he didn't even remember the exact wording he used, but he insisted he never had any intention of disrespect. He explained that the UFC has medical staff around Tom constantly, checking on him, making sure he's getting proper care, and offering specialists if needed. Dana said he only repeated what he had been told regarding Tom's injury and never meant to imply Tom was exaggerating or fine when he actually wasn't. He acknowledged that things get taken out of context, emotions run high, and fighters can easily misunderstand the tone of these moments. Dana added that Tom will take time, heal, and return stronger, and the UFC fully supports him through the process. Dana then shifted to Merab, showing nothing but respect for him after his loss. He admitted that he and Merab didn't exactly start off on the right foot years ago, but over time he developed deep admiration for Merab's toughness, discipline, and relentless style. Dana praised him as one of the toughest fighters he has ever encountered. He also highlighted how impressive Petr's performance was, from the body shots to the head strikes to the high-level wrestling exchanges. Dana said it was an incredible, high-level fight and the perfect way to close out the ESPN era. The press conference continued with more reactions, more fallout, and more storylines building as the MMA world moves forward. Move on to another news. After reclaiming the title, Petr made it absolutely clear that he is not interested in giving Merab an immediate rematch. During the post-fight discussion, he shut down the idea entirely and pointed toward a different path for Merab. Petr explained that, in his view, the next logical step should be a rematch between Merab and Umer, especially considering how their previous fight played out. He said the evidence is right there for everyone to see: the style matchup, the tempo, the pressure, and the way the fight unfolded. In his mind, that's the matchup that needs to happen before anyone starts talking about Merab jumping straight back into a title opportunity. When asked whether he preferred a trilogy with Merab or a fight with Umer, Petr didn't hesitate. He referenced the fight between Merab and Umer and insisted that anyone who watched it knows which opponent brings more danger. He said they can run that matchup back, settle that rivalry again, and from there, the division will have a clearer picture. For Petr, it's not about emotion, it's about the order, the merit, and the work required to climb back to a championship shot. Petr also delivered an important message about fairness and consistency in how title shots are awarded. He explained that when he lost the belt, he wasn't given anything immediately. Instead, he had to go through 3 more fights before he even reached a position where he could contend again. It was a long road back, a road filled with risks, pressure, and the possibility of losing everything with a single mistake. He emphasized that every fighter should be held to the same standard, and that skipping the line isn't something that should be handed out freely. He contrasted his experience with certain fighters who get fast-tracked because of their popularity, star power, or previous accomplishments. He mentioned Pereira as an example, a fighter who had already been a champion and had gained a massive following, which made the UFC more willing to push him quickly into big fights. Petr acknowledged that this is simply how the sport works. Some fighters draw huge attention, and others have to grind their way through the hardest matchups in the division to reach the same opportunities. But when it comes to Merab, Petr's stance was firm. Before any talk of a title rematch, before any attempt to jump the queue, Merab must prove himself again, and that starts with facing Umer. According to Petr, only then will the picture be clear and the division can move forward in the right way. Move on to another news. A brand new angle has been released showing the heated altercation between Khamzat and Ian Gary, giving fans a clearer look at how the entire moment unfolded. The footage begins calmly, with Ian approaching, exchanging brief greetings, and keeping his composure. Someone off camera asks, "How are you? You good?" And Ian responds with that same measured confidence he carries everywhere. Another voice steps in, saying they're going to do a quick interview, signaling that things were supposed to stay professional and controlled. But the tension in the room shifts instantly the moment Khamzat appears in the frame. His presence alone brings a charged energy, and even though the words exchanged aren't all fully captured, the body language says everything. Someone compliments Ian, telling him, "Good job. Good job tonight. Don't worry." It seemed like an attempt to keep things calm and positive, but the situation escalated before anyone could fully redirect the energy. Then the confrontation begins. The new angle clearly shows Khamzat stepping toward Ian, and that's when the voices around them quickly grow louder. "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," someone says sharply, trying to stop things before they get out of hand. Another voice jumps in with frustration. This is childish. The tension feels real enough that security subtly shifts closer, ready to step in if needed. Even with the chaos, Ian maintains his stance, refusing to back down or show any sign of being rattled. He stays focused, almost amused, while Khamzat's intensity pushes the moment to the edge. These two have been circling each other with words and comments for months, but seeing them this close, this fired up, adds a whole new layer to the rivalry. The new angle reveals the raw emotion, the ego, and the pride both fighters bring into every interaction. As the moment cools off, someone throws in a quick "congratulations," trying to reset the tone and move things along. But the damage is done. The spark has been lit again. The MMA world is buzzing because anytime Khamzat and Ian are near each other, the atmosphere becomes electric. This new footage doesn't just show an altercation, it shows a rivalry that feels more personal, more volatile, and more inevitable than ever. The tension between them is real, the energy is real, and after seeing this angle, fans know the story is far from over. Move on to another news. Umer reacted quickly to Merab's loss, and his message made it clear that he believes the path forward in the division is now wide open, but also very simple. After watching the fight, Umer shared his thoughts publicly, acknowledging not only the intensity of the matchup, but also the skill level that both fighters brought to the cage. He praised the performance, calling it a great, spectacular fight, and congratulated Petr for securing the victory and reclaiming the title. Umer's reaction wasn't emotional or dramatic. Instead, it was calculated, focused, and delivered with the confidence of someone who knows exactly where he stands in the division. He pointed directly toward his upcoming fight against Deiveson Figueiredo, making it clear that the winner of that matchup should be the undisputed #1 contender. Umer emphasized that this isn't about controversy, favoritism, or promotional politics. For him, this is about merit, results, and momentum. He took to X and wrote, "Great spectacular fight. Congratulations to Petr. I think on January 24th, it will become clear who is next." That one line says everything. Umer believes the rankings will sort themselves out naturally when he steps into the cage on January 24th. He expects to win, he expects to dominate, and he expects to secure his place as the rightful challenger for the belt. There was no trash talk, no disrespect toward Merab, no attempt to take advantage of the moment. Just a straightforward message. The division will have clarity soon. Umer's mindset shows exactly why so many fighters consider him one of the most dangerous threats at bantamweight. He doesn't get caught up in drama. He doesn't react emotionally. He doesn't push narratives. He stays laser-focused on the goal, and that goal is the championship. His response also hints at the confidence he carries heading into the matchup with Deiveson, a confidence built not on hype but on preparation, discipline, and a flawless record. Meanwhile, fans are already speculating about what comes next. If Umer wins, he becomes the clear top contender, leaving little room for argument. If Deiveson wins, his name gets injected into the title picture with undeniable momentum and the kind of star power that could shake up the division. Either way, Umer believes the winner deserves the shot more than anyone else, and he's not shy about saying it. With Merab coming off a tough loss, the division is shifting, and Umer sees the opportunity right in front of him. January 24th, as he said, will reveal everything. Move on to another news. Arman fired back hard at Paddy after a wave of comments that had fans buzzing all weekend. During the UFC's seasonal press conference for the 2026 lineup, Paddy made his usual loud entrance and then followed it up with an interview where he went directly at Arman, mocking his resume, questioning his wins, and accusing him of being a liability every time he headlines a major event. Paddy even took aim at Arman's recent victory over Charles, saying many fans didn't think Arman won and claiming he only beat opponents who look like senior citizens. He also brought up the back injury situation before Arman's title shot and insisted Arman probably couldn't make weight. Paddy said Arman nearly ruined UFC Qatar by headbutting Dan at the weigh-ins and framed it all as proof that Arman can't be trusted in the spotlight. He didn't stop there. Paddy roasted Dan's grappling abilities and threw another jab by claiming that if he, Paddy, had that same guillotine locked in on Arman, Arman would go unconscious instantly. According to Paddy, if Dan is close to choking someone, that means the other guy is in serious trouble. All of this hit social media instantly, and it didn't take long for Arman to see it. The moment he did, he fired back with a message that fans instantly labeled as cold, direct, and exactly the kind of response they expected from him. On X, Arman wrote, "I could talk about how you only fight senior citizens once a year, or how the UFC keeps giving you the easy road to that paper belt. But I'll say just one thing. If you ever find the courage to step into the octagon with me, there's only one outcome, the one you fear the most, where everyone finally sees you're a fraud. You can keep running your mouth, just make sure you're not the one ting your pants in January. When the octagon door closes, I'll be the one walking out with my hand raised, and you'll be the one getting helped out of the cage." It was a powerful message, full of confidence, control, and certainty, showing exactly why Arman refuses to let Paddy talk without consequences. Interestingly, when Paddy spoke about his upcoming fight with Justin, the tone changed completely. He said he wouldn't disrespect Justin the way James Vick once disrespected him, calling him Homer Simpson and getting knocked out. Paddy said Justin is a legend, one of his favorite fighters to watch, and he expects a war. He said he wants a 5-round brawl and hopes for a performance bonus and fight of the night. The contrast between how Patty talks about Armin and how he talks about Justin was clear. But one thing's for certain, Armin made sure his voice was heard, and he didn't back down for a second. Move on to another news. UFC is getting sued over the Dillon Danis altercation, and the entire situation has taken a wild turn. The incident happened last month at UFC 322 inside Madison Square Garden, where Dillon Danis became involved in a massive brawl that even forced the live broadcast to shift focus toward the crowd. During the chaos, Danis was jumped by around 7 guys from Dagestan, including members connected to Islam Makhachev's team, such as Abukar Nurmagomedov and Magomed Ankalaev. From the footage, it appears Dillon was on the receiving end of multiple attacks. But rumors online claim he was actually the one who started everything by showing an AI video mocking Islam Makhachev. Regardless of how it began, at the UFC 322 press conference, Dana White announced that Danis was banned from all future UFC events. Soon after, Dillon's Misfits title defense against Anthony Taylor was canceled due to medical issues caused during the brawl. This led to Logan Paul appearing on Aiden Ross's stream, where he revealed that Dillon is preparing to sue both the UFC and Madison Square Garden. According to Logan, he believes Dillon could very likely win. This is especially interesting because Logan is currently suing Danis himself over the attack on his fiancée, Nina Agdal. Still, Logan claims the evidence strongly favors Dillon in this situation. Not only is there clear footage showing Danis being attacked by multiple men, but legally, even if he instigated things with a picture or a video, or even if he was doing what Dana claimed, stealing seats, that still doesn't justify a group physically assaulting him. On top of that, with his Misfits fight being canceled, Dillon could potentially claim compensation for the lost bout and for damages sustained during the altercation. Logan explained that Danis is now going through concussion protocol, has missed a deposition because of it, and even pulled out of his fight due to these reported injuries. Whether he truly has a concussion or not, Logan believes Dillon is playing the game, and that strategy could lead to a big payout. Logan went as far as saying he would bet a lot of money that Dillon sues both MSG and the UFC, and if he wins, he could walk away with millions. Of course, this would destroy any hope Dillon has of joining the UFC, especially after already being banned. But from his perspective, suing might be worth it if he believes that opportunity is already gone. However, as Dana White always says, never say never. This entire situation continues to explode across the MMA world, and fans are watching closely to see what happens next.